Yo guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be the next video in this OP8 cookbook series I got going on, and today we have none other than Monkey D. Dragon, a leader that myself and a lot of people were really hyped for and had a lot of high expectations. He wasn't able to perform as well as we'd hoped when he first came out, and kind of going into this crazy KO heavy, removal heavy meta that we saw with OP07 and OP8 over here in the east. But I do think with Log On and NES Lobby taking a hit, I think there's a small shot that Dragon's actually kind of strong again and could put up some results. So I'm going to go over a deck list I've been cooking for the OP8 meta. I'll show you guys a game, we'll go over everything, and yeah, that's it. So let's just jump in and let's get started. Alright, so real quick for Dragon's leader effect, he may be a leader you haven't seen that much, so we'll go over it real quick. Just activate main once per turn, give up to a total of 2 of your currently attached Dawn to one of your characters. Big thing being your characters here. Like if you have 2 Dawn on a character and it's just a character and your leader, you can't use the effect to put the Dawn on your character onto your leader, which actually probably would have been really awesome, and I think would have made him a lot more, you know, viable into the meta and just having a little bit of extra power, because Dragon's biggest weakness is if he doesn't have like, you know, 1 to 2 to 3 characters on the board, he's basically a vanilla leader and you're just relying on, you know, whatever the cards you're playing to give you enough value. And unfortunately a lot of the time that's just not enough. But he is a strong leader and he does have a strong effect, and it's really fun. I like leaders that have lots of different lines of play that you can do, and Dragon is definitely one of those leaders. Plus, if you're a fan of like the yellow green Yamato leader like I am, his effect is very similar to Yamato's like secondary effect, where you can give up to 2 rested Dawn to one of your characters if your opponent's at 3 or less life. And yeah, so obviously since he's Revolutionary Army, the way I'm building out this OP08 build is just mostly Revolutionary Army cards. There are more like Straw Hat packages that you can do that focus more on searching with the 1-cost Nami and finding your like Rush Zoros, your Rush Luffys, and this 2-cost Luffy that's really good in this deck as well. But I don't think I need to go into too much detail for everything here. It's just like your standard like Revolutionary Army package. There's a few different ways I think you can try and build it. Like I have tried this in Azuma as well to just focus on more of the rush, but this one has like Lindbergh in here. We're running this Fire Fist at 2 just because sometimes reducing the power of a character to swing over it is really strong. But you know, this paired with Lindbergh or this Otama can be very strong, especially if we have like a Karasu on the board already. The main goal here is you're just trying to use these Ivankovs to kind of cheat out your other Revolutionary Army cards, and I think this is probably just the strongest card in the deck. This 8-cost Dragon, I love this card. I try and put it into as many red decks as I can, and I just think it's so strong, and it's very strong with the leader obviously, because you're getting the 2 Dawn off the character Dragon, and then you can also move those 2 Dawn again with the leader effect. So all you need is 1 character on the board, and then you can play this Dragon and you have some really nice combos going on. And again, like with the lines of play that I was talking about, it always feels like you can kind of come back and win with this leader, so that's really fun. The one thing that I would say is probably not standard is I'm trying out this 2020 Chopper blocker. I just think the deck, it's you sometimes you just think like, oh my gosh, if I just had a blocker. Like there's Bunny Joe, there's obviously the other red blockers. There's like, you know, you can even just run the 1-cost Chopper blocker if you really just need a chump blocker at times. But I'm trying to see how well this Chopper could do with the ability to, you know, you're swinging 6k if you have 2 Dawn on there, and you can give a character up to minus 3k power. So you can do some pretty nutty combos with like Lindbergh, or you can use that to get something down. Because if you're at 2 or less life and you swing with Chopper and you play Fire Fist, you can KO a 7k body, right? Which is pretty strong. And I am running this Nami as well. Once this Koala is playable, I forgot when. I think it's like between 8.5 and 9. It's not valid on the sim for the Western lobby yet, so I don't remember exactly when this card came out, but I believe it's between 8.5 and 9. Obviously it's definitely playable in OP9. I think this is just really strong. A few honorable mentions, definitely Morley's really good. You could run him. I think this Rush Inazuma has a shot at being in this deck. The Banish Inazuma, even if you're seeing a very like heavy like yellow or even black yellow Luffy, is definitely strong against that. I'm not a big fan of this Sabo, never have been. I don't know if I ever will be. This Kuma's okay. And that's about it. You have your core here. There's few different techs. You can run like Rush Zoro, the 3-cost Zoro. I really like Hidden Killer though, just because most of the time when we're trying to play it, he's already going to be a 7k, and we can make him a 9k with like leader effect and stuff like that. And we are only running 8 2ks here with Koala and Otama. So that's another thing. You might want to try and increase your 2ks. Dragon, you kind of just depend, or like you depend on the fact that, okay, I'm a 5 life leader, I can take a lot of life. I'm like semi-aggro, semi-swarm, right? It's kind of a little bit of both. You're not really gonna try and, like, you're not expecting to survive until turn 15 with this deck, you know? So you're kind of going pedal to the metal and just trying to win before you lose. That's kind of the idea of this deck, right? But that's it. Let me know if you have any other suggestions or any other cool little tech cards that you like in this deck if you've been testing it at OP8. But that's it from me, so let's jump into the gameplay. Oh, all right. Luffy, we'll take second. We'll just throw off their curve. Okay, this could actually be extremely strong. This can be hard for us. Like Red Ace struggles into Black Yellow Luffy. Just not having an answer for their blocker Sabos means that we really just have to build like an incredibly strong board, and if we don't, we're in trouble. We already have that one. I think we do this one. So we will, because we have these cards in hand, if we like Fire Fist Lindbergh, we could pop a Sabo if they're not KO protected. Ooh, popped a Sabo. All right. What do we do here? I don't hate this. Yeah, I think we'll try and just set it up where we can rush them down. Yeah, there's Sabo. Okay, that's not good. That's like the one thing we needed them not to have, is just on curve Sabo. Just means they're fixing their hand. They're getting everything where they need it. I think I'm gonna counter out of this one. Ooh, that's actually quite strong. We can, wow. We can actually play both of these this turn. Do this, put a Dawn, use Nami effect, and then leader effect. Wow, that's actually really strong. Maybe we do that. But we don't even need that for that. We can use the Dawn on Nami here. Do this. Oh, whoops. Let's do this first. You know what? We'll minus leader. So if he can't answer our Karasu this turn, all right, this is so strong. If he doesn't play another Sabo here, we can literally just play Otama. No, it won't be enough. Unfortunately, it won't be enough. That's okay. So if we Otama, Karase will get him down to 5. Otama will get him down to 3. Okay, we could. We will have to swing with Karase for it. Oh, he whiffed. The question is, like, do we even need to? Okay. Alright, so our setup was impeccable, but the question is, can we make this work? Do we even worry about getting rid of Sabo? That's the question. We could just get rid of Kuzan. I mean, he can pop everything anyways. Kuzan doesn't really matter. That was just really to draw cards, right? I mean, we could just swing 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we can go ham with some attacks here, guys. Like, we can just play Dragon. I'm tempted to just play Dragon. He has no card set up, too. Like, man. I think we just do this. That's fine. Because if we KO this Sabo, we just give it to him. In the off chance that he doesn't have one in hand. Because if we play this Dragon, problem is we set up too well, and now we're going to have to get rid of something. So let's do this. Might have to get rid of, as terrible as it is, we might have to get rid of Lindbergh. I don't know if Lindbergh is because He'll be cycling Sabos from here on. Yeah, okay. So he doesn't have Moria play next turn though. I think we can do this. Just think maybe I also should have been swinging. Okay, so yeah, okay. I think since we have the other, okay, yeah. Let's do this. Yeah, we might have this actually. I don't know if he's gonna be able to get out of everything here, because we can use leader effect and go 7 with Nami. We can go 8 and then another 9. And he's a 4K. So yeah, he's gonna need, yeah, I think that might be just game. I mean, we have so much, yeah, right? He'd have to have so much counter here. Yep, GG. All right. Yeah, Dragon's pretty powerful. I mean, Bella Betty does the same thing against Black Yellow Luffy, right? You can lose. That was turn 4. Holy crap, we won turn 4. I think they just figured they would be okay, right? So they just did that early Saba block, and that's what I wanted. That's kind of what I was trying to bait out here with the leader swing. I mean, look, we set up perfectly. We had a very, very nice start, but not the craziest, right? We did the Bella Betty search, kind of figured out what we wanted. These just, man, these like 3 core Revolutionary Army cards are just so strong. We had the dragon too. Like, I love this card so much, and this is why. Like, we just went from, like, you know, having a really solid like 4 or 5 attacks to just having like a solid 4 or 5 attacks plus a 9k, and like we got essentially, you know, 2 free Dawn. But it went from this Ivankov being like what would have been like a 5-6 attack probably to an 8 with an additional 9 on top of that. Just so strong. Like, you can see here, right? Like, if you know like what the game plan is and you know what you need to do, if Dragon can set up and they're not getting all their units just KO'd and removed, like, he's super strong, and I think this just demonstrates it really well. But yeah, GG's to this guy. There's not much you can do, I feel, as Black Yellow Luffy. Like, they even had a bit of counter to get out of some of that too, just not letting them set up, trying to bait those blocks when it's actually going to hurt them in the long run and stuff like that, I think was the thing to do. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's Dragon. He's really, really strong. I'm having a ton of fun. And like, look, you can beat Black Yellow Luffy, who's still going to be very strong in OP8. So if you're looking for a deck that can beat one of the, you know, top decks in the meta, this is definitely one of them. So check them out. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As you can see, Dragon is extremely strong if you are able to set up your units, get the full value out of them, and then get the extra value on top of that with the leader effect and stuff like ACOS Dragon. I love this card so much. I really, really do. It's just so good. Dragon is really cool. He's a leader that, you know, you have 5 life, so you have some survivability, which decks like Bella Betty or Yamato have a hard time surviving in some of the 5 life leader metas. Obviously, just because they're 4 life leaders, they run out of gas really quick, they run out of resources. Dragon does also run out of resources quite a bit quickly, but he has the 5 life, so he has like the extra turn, the extra card coming in. Really, really strong leader, and I suggest giving him a try because he's strong into leaders like Black Yellow Luffy. If you set up and you're lucky around triggers, you can beat a Nell. He can hold his own. If you draw your rush cards, if you learn the Lucci matchup enough, it's winnable. It's not impossible. Without stage, Lucci just doesn't have enough value KOs that they can do every single turn. So it's if you can get enough characters on the board, and if you can outpace them with some of your rush characters and getting like a nice Karasu or 2 on the board, you can definitely win that matchup as well. But I hope this video helped. Let me know if there's other leaders that you want to see. I'm keeping it going in this series and I'm having a lot of fun with this. But just for now, as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.